Hello to everybody. Welcome. So nice to see so many participants from all around the world here. And welcome to our Leica conversation today. Today's topic is a very interesting one, but also quite dangerous one. It's storm chasing. And therefore, I'm very glad today that I have a guest speaker who is brave enough to chase for something while everybody is running away. So I'm welcome our dearest friend, Cliffy. Hello, Cliffy.
Hi, Lucas, and hello to everyone who tuned in.
Cliffy, how are you? How is it for a photo addicted person like you to be in home office?
Well, it's a different mode, but I enjoy it. I have good times to do a lot of photo editing, get all my portfolio together, and you re-edit some pictures you've done before and maybe present it in different style. It's really good. Good time to reflect.
So a lot to do at home still.
A lot of things to do. Yes, definitely.
So for everybody who has joined us, welcome again. Today we are going to have a little bit of a conversation and photography discussion about Clifford's photos regarding the storm chasing. For the procedure today, if you want to ask questions, sure, you can do that. Just use the comment box and I will check that from time to time. And by the end of our session, we will definitely also have enough time to answer most of the questions of you. Okay, so let's just jump right in. And Cliffy, please let us join on your journey on storm chasing. I've heard that you went to that trip in the US, and honestly, how come? I mean, everybody is running away from a storm, and you try to chase one. So some people will ask, like, is it not too dangerous, or what was your idea doing that?
Well, how I got into storm chasing is first. It's in my bucket list. I've been shooting landscape, fashions, portraiture photography, astros, and wildlife. So I thought, let's do something adventurous. So, and the movie Twisters, when you see flying cows going up in the air, and you kind of like, wow, interesting. So when I did some research, I saw there's a possibility for me to go storm chasing in USA, Tornado Alley. So I thought, why not sign up for one? And then that's what I did. So this picture. It's like my first picture of the supercell. So like, this is my first one. It's when you go storm chasing, you are trying to look for, of course, the tip of the iceberg is the tornado, but tornado doesn't happen every day. So in severe weather, you see thunderstorms, clouds like that forming, and you see a lot of very fierce lightning and stuff. And I think that is the adventure that you want to go. And as a photographer, you will try to capture this as part of your photography portfolio.
Okay, so you said you have been to a trip, so that was a guided one with a tour, right? So you went with several other people and with a tour guide to chase for that storms and tornadoes.
Yeah. Okay, the next picture we see is a very good example to let. Okay, this is what we do. These are storm chasers. These are commercial storm chasing tours that you can register and participate in. Each tour will last, say, about 7 to 10 days, depending on what tour it takes. So in a vehicle, a van like this, it takes about 6 to 7 storm chasers. Not all storm chasers are photographers like me. I mean, who want to go and shoot. Some will shoot, some will just shoot with a mobile phone, or some just stand there and experience the natural phenomena before them. But it's like a once a lifetime kind of experience. And this picture, like you can see, we are very far away. We are very safe. And in the latest images, I'll show you how we track these storms, and hopefully that's what we're looking for. It will be a tornado or something like that.
So you don't really know what will happen during the day. It's like going to a safari. You don't know if you will see animals or not, and here you hope that you see a storm or even a tornado, but you don't really know, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's nature. The radar will show you roughly where's the location. You take the road map directories and go with it and try to get near as possible. But end of the day, you still need a visible confirmation. I mean, the radar can show you one thing, but you need to see the ground like this. We are actually watching what happened. On a radar, it seems like, yes, there's a storm there, there's something's growing, but you need to be on the ground to actually see what's happening. That's why we are storm chasers. We want to chase the storm.
And when you're looking at a scenery like this, so you don't really know, is it ongoing? Is it becoming a real storm, or is it just going away? It's just observing at that stage, right?
You stay for a while, you look at it, but you won't stay for a whole day. You know there's a possibility because of the data that you get. You know whether there's enough elements to form a tornado or not. If it doesn't, then you what? Then there's also, of course, on the ground when you hear thunder, and that is a very bad sign. You hear thunder because it means it's quite close. But the nearest thunder town visible is like at least 10 or 20 miles away. So you are still safe, but you have all the precautionary measures that you need to get yourself in a position where you can take enough pictures and experience the phenomenon before your eyes.
So when you hear thunder, that's the sign for
Oh,
you
maybe my hair my hair start growing. I will probably think it's time to go.
Okay, so let's have a look at the next one. I think maybe this is something that's about to becoming a storm or even a tornado, right?
Yeah, we're hoping a tornado, but looking at this picture, and you know it won't be a tornado because it's not really moving much, because there are different factors to make a tornadoes. You need all the factors to be in place before a tornado happens. So some of these factors, like there's not enough wind to make it, to blow it, and or enough stability for the hot air to rise and cold air to come down and mix, and then it goes there. So this is what you'll get. And you can see from this picture, we are decently very close, but very safe. But because the storm is not going to get anything violent, it's going to just sculpture a few form out of the situation. So you can stay there, take a time to shoot. But once we get enough pictures, we'll move on because we want to go to the next destination. We want to chase the storm. So if this is not happening, we have to drive maybe 100 miles, 200 miles to the next destination to chase.
Oh, so you not only chasing one storm, you are always looking for several. Like if nothing is happening at that destination, then you just move to another one. So it's not that you focus on one.
Yeah, just like you say, like in a safari, if there's no lion here, you have to go to the next location and see where the lion comes in. So just like storm, but we have radar tracking, which actually makes it a little bit more easier to track than like tracking for wildlife. So yeah, you will see where the storm, the cold winds blowing, and you've just got to follow the wind pattern. And then you look at potential development. That's where we want to be. And we want to be arriving ahead of the storm so that we can see the formation of the clouds and how, if possible, a tornado forms, and then we can take pictures of that.
You said earlier that you have been very close to the storm. So give us a kind of an idea how close you are. For example, in that picture, how far is it away and how near you can go to the thunderstorm actually until it gets dangerous?
Okay, like these pictures, we are talking within a mile. Okay, this is a wide angle shot, but it's 15 a mile. In fact, this is one nearer, and it's pretty safe about it. There was a time actually we were like maybe 30 feet away from a potential
Wow.
cloud formation. That's very, very near. But the idea is a lot of people are fearful is because they don't have the knowledge. But when you have the knowledge that, okay, this is safe, this is all right to be within this area. But anytime, you know, things can change. So you must always be ready to get out of the situation. But I think having the knowledge, learning about it, and having enough experience, especially when you're traveling, one of the best expedition leaders in the business and a group of like-minded storm chasers, you are fairly safe in that sense.
So the tour guides, they most of the time have that under control so that you are not in danger at some point.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Okay, then let's have a look at the next one. And this seems like hell is opening up, or even a waterfall is coming down from the sky. It's amazing.
Yeah, this, you know, the interesting part of this shot is there are two trucks going uphill, you know, and these are commercial trucks that need to pass through the storm to do that delivery. So this is happening every day. And I want to take this picture to show the scale of it. Trucks are pretty big size compared to our cars. And yet, look at this scale, they have to go through this
Very
heavy
small.
downpour from the thunderstorm to the next destination. So, and then you can see the curving of the landscape. This is kind of where they have to climb. And when a truck climbs very slowly, they will be going through the heavy downpour, you know. Like I say, it's about knowledge, because the truckers have enough experience and knowledge that, okay, it's safe enough to drive through, they will just do it. If not, of course, they turn around and take another route.
So for everybody who has joined us later a little bit, welcome also to you. Welcome to the Leica Conversation today. We really hope you enjoy the session. It's about storm chasing, and we have a very special guest today, Clifford, who is letting us join in his journey. And Clifford, if I'm having a look at that picture, it's quite funny, because the first thing you actually focus on is the rain and the thunderstorm itself, and the trucks I haven't noticed in the first step. So when you go, or when you went to that journey, was it just for you to shoot the storms, or is there also a message that you want to deliver through that pictures? Because, for example, in this one, there's a kind of a very interesting story you can tell us, right?
Yes, I think um, if you a picture like this would kind of show you that that's the daily life of truckers. They have to go through thunderstorms like this to deliver their goods to hit the next destination. This has a little bit of human interest besides just the natural phenomenon of seeing supercells and heavy downpours and stuff like that. So I have a collection of pictures that is to show the human aspect of how people react to the natural phenomenon and part of their daily life. So I mean, like for Singaporeans, especially this part of the world, we don't experience things. We can hear about tornadoes devastating houses and stuff. We can sympathize with them, but yet to them it's part of their daily lives. I mean, the house are damaged, they rebuild, they move on, and like this is one example that the local who live around there has to bear and has to put up with. You just can't stop nature from happening.
I've always asked myself, why don't these people move away? I mean, if you are in danger every year that your house will maybe get destroyed through a tornado, then why do they still stay? Do you know that?
Okay, like we storm chase, we got no idea where the storm will happen. So you can build this house here this year. For the next 50 years, the house will not be touched at all. And then one day the storm just comes. So there's no really telling where storm comes in. So it's really, really hard to predict where the storm is going to be. And in good faith, in all human good faith, you just build a house, you prepare for natural disaster, and take all the precautionary measures that you can do. And that's about it.
Let's have a look at the next one, and maybe before you start, let's have also a little bit insights about the gear of a storm chaser. So, is there a standard gear that a storm chaser should have when you want to take photos?
Okay, depend on what you want to shoot. Like you asked the question whether I shoot some human interest story in that. So I carry two camera system with me, the Leica Q, which is a very easy point and shoot camera. So like if you look at this picture of of vehicles. I'm inside very cramped quarters with my storm chasing participants, so you can point out the camera and shoot through the windows and that. So it's an easy system. And then when we reach a certain destination, when we have time to shoot the formation of the supercells and the clouds and the lightning, so I would choose to use my Leica SL, put it on tripod, put it on interval shooting, and do the time-lapse photography. So these two systems will kind of provide me with enough gears to capture the entire storm chasing scenario. Of course, you need to bring a tripod. The other thing is, of course, it can be very cold. So bring a jacket just to keep yourself warm, and maybe a towel to wipe in case the rain start falling on you. So it's interesting.
And a fast car so that you can disappear.
And you have to like, you know, when the expedition leader says load up, you just grab your camera and just run to the vehicles, and we'll be on our way. I mean, this picture is something that we do every day. You go through paved and unpaved roads, and you are basically in the vehicle most of the time. So yeah, you had to be flexible with your camera gears.
There's one question from a participant who is asking, have you also used the M system in your journey, or was it just the Q and the SL?
The M system, one of my M system flew off with my Tornado. Then I'll talk a little bit later. You can shoot M system, not an issue, but depend on when and what kind of scenario you are shooting with. You know, you can shoot like a street photography about the participants, the storm chasing, and shoot a lot of things. Not an issue and stuff, as long as you can shoot with interval. If you want to shoot lightning effects and stuff like that, so yes, you can put a tripod and shoot that. Not an issue, you can do that. And even some storm chasers using a mobile phone.
So for everybody who is brave enough to do that and want to shoot some pictures, you would recommend to have a wide angle, zoom, and a tripod, definitely. So that's the three things that you need.
Yeah, basic. Yeah, great. Let's look at the next picture.
Sure. So this looks very complicated. So help me to understand this one.
Okay. Just like the image before us, we are on a vehicle. This is what happens in a vehicle. You have your computer with the various website that you can see the radar with the various website to give you the information. You see all the red lines there, those are like the roads. So, and you see the triangle, that's where we want to be in. That's where we want to go into the storm. That's where all those that in red, that's happening. That's what we want to get close. But if you look at spot, if there's a potential that a tornado is going to appear, that's where we are chasing. So we'll take the route nearest to where the destination, and you can see USA is a very big place. So we have to drive a lot. We have to get there within driving speed limit there safely, to be at least an hour before the storm forms. Because a storm will form about like 1.5 hours to 2 hours to form. So we want to be there early. We do not want to go there and everything already started and it's like finishing. You don't want to miss a show. You just want to go there early, set up your tripod, get things done, and when your expedition leader yells, load up, time to go, you just move, and that's it.
So most of the time, actually, you spend in the car, right?
A lot of time in the car, yes. And if you are one of those people that really can't hold your bladder very well and stuff, because we would not have toilet breaks at least an hour to an hour and a half. We will have toilet, but unless you're really, really urgent, you need to go. But it's something that, yeah, if you want to be a storm chaser, this is your physical requirement to be able to sit in a vehicle for a long period of time, and then like moving along paved and unpaved roads, so you can get a little bit bumpy. So yeah, some consideration to think about.
Very interesting, definitely. Okay, so for everybody, maybe there are some people who have already joined now. Welcome also to you again. And hello again to our guest speaker, Clifford, today, who is letting us join in his journey about storm chasing. And Clifford, there is another question from Rosie. Hello, Rosie. And she's asking if you have booked that trip through an organized trip company. So you have booked the whole package, or did you had to do anything by yourself in terms of organizing and things like that?
I did both. Of course, the first time I went with a commercial company, and then between two tours, when I have enough experience, I did a little bit of storm chasing on my own. I think the first time, perhaps you have to go with commercials and professionals to know about it. I've been storm chasing for 3 years, started on 2017, 2018, and last year. And yeah, the first time you go is like, wow, everything is new, it's awesome. And the best part, you meet storm chasers that like-minded people like you.
Mm-hmm.
They're all very excited. Every time we see a storm, it's like, wow, it's like, it's happening, and you build a lot of friendship, and you get to know, and
Really nice.
this common interest keeps you to gain your knowledge very fast. So my suggestion is, if you really want to try this for once a lifetime experience, do your research. Maybe after this, you get my contacts and we can chat a bit later. Yeah, I think it's really, really interesting.
Definitely. So we're going on to the next one.
Sure, let's go.
Because
okay, lightning shot. Okay, you put on a tripod. This is very, very luck. Okay, luck has to play quite a big part of storm chasing, because natural phenomena, if you don't have, it doesn't occur to you, it doesn't. There are days when you kind of like twig your thumbs not doing anything because nothing is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of elements to have a thunderstorm. You have supercell and lightning like this. So we are fortunate through our radar tracking. We know roughly where the storm is. This is a very, very mild situations. So we kind of like, okay, let's hang around here for a while. Let's shoot some lightning shots. So what I do is you put on your camera on a tripod, set it to interval,
Mm-hmm.
and you do not put, like most time lapse, you put like an ending or a beginning and ending. You just let the shutter keeps opening. I open this for 15 or 20 seconds, depending on the weather conditions.
Mm-hmm.
You leave your ISO open, let the camera decide, and you select your F number. Of course, the wider the F number is, you get it. And since you're on a wide angle, your depth of field is a little bit deeper than a telephoto lens. So you, on a wide angle, you kind of leave it as much open as possible so that you can bring your ISO as low. So this is something that it came out pretty good. I'm happy about it, and that's the fulfillment you get when you storm chase.
It's actually a little bit funny that this photo appeared now, because there was a question about it, how you capture lightning, and I think you have answered that question very well. And there's another one who are asking you for, if you, let's say, could only choose one lens, which would it be? Which would be the best lens for this work that you are doing over there?
16 to 35.
So wide angle zoom.
Wide angle zoom, if you can get, that's the best. Because you can't do panel, because it's very hard to stitch, because everything's happening. So take the widest you have, take the shots. You can crop it later on, but I think 16 is a good gauge. Okay. I mean, most chaser use a 16, some 14, some even 12, stuff like that. Like I say, you don't bring one camera, you bring at least 2 or 3 cameras. I bring 3 cameras every time I go on. You anything can happens. You have 2 or 3 units. That's why I'm using a Leica Q with a 28mm lens, and that kind of give me the street photography kind of look. You can do documentaries in a sense. And then on my SL, you have a wide angle to to able to capture the entire landscape.
And the audience is also asking you for your preferred camera. So if you can decide only one, would you choose the SL or the Q or maybe the M? So what would be your one and only camera?
This one. You know this one?
The
This is the
SL.
SL. Yeah, I think when you have a Leica Q, it's like it's fixed lens. It's good, but sometimes you don't want to have a narrow angle, and then in the supercell you look at it and you're very near, you will capture the entire supercell, and you can't do it. So with SL, you can change the lenses, and of course, if you have a couple of lenses to go with that's the best. I mean, the M can do it too, not with one lens. You have a couple of lenses, you can still do it, but the SL, especially the SL2, is weatherproof, so you really don't have to worry about it.
So you can basically stand in the middle of the thunderstorm and still
Yeah,
shoot.
the camera is weatherproof. I'm not weatherproof, so I ain't gonna get drained. You know? So
The camera, the most important part there over there.
Yeah. The camera and SD card. It takes the SD card. You can forget about camera with the SD card. Also, sometimes there was a photographer once, and when we yell load up, and then everybody went up, and after driving for a while, they says, "Oh goodness, I left my camera and tripod there. I forgot all about it." So these are real scenario, and so when you shoot, make sure you stand next to the camera, and time to go, you just bring the camera and just run.
So you don't went back to pick it up, or?
No, not me. Some photographers who was like so panicky that he forgot about the camera and left it there.
Okay.
So
funny. Unlucky for him, but
unlucky for him,
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Is it the same scenery as what it was in the previous one, or is that something different? I mean, it looks quite the same, right? Or
no, it's totally a different location. You see, that's when we first shot the first picture we shot. It was a different location, but it's the same storm. Look like the same storm. The storm can be very wide, so it's developing, keep developing. So when we are finished with one location, so what we do, the expedition leader says, "Come, let's go to the next location. You have a better view." So we went to a different location, and this is another view. And we're glad we went there. The first one you have seen the previous one. There's a lot of trees, a lot of stuff there. You don't really have a visible shot of the landscape. This one, you have the white landscape, and the clouds are really high up, and the lightning is a long way down. This is it. So, well, you kiss your camera and says, "Look, you got a shot that you want, and this is it."
You know what, Cliffy? I'm thinking all the time, like if I would be in your situation with that wind and rain, my hairstyle would be totally destroyed. But the advantage for you is that your hairstyle always stays the same. So
that's right.
Weatherproof. So you're perfectly fitting for that.
Yeah, but if you have your hairstyle when it goes, if the lightning is very near, your hair will stand up. Mine is always standing, so I doesn't know whether the lightning is coming or not. So
that's how I do my hairstyle in the morning. I have wet hair, and then I just touch the power supply, and then my hair goes up like this.
That's good. That's good.
Okay, so there's another two questions here, and very nice to see that our audience is so much interested. The first one is about the shutter speed. So I think you've already mentioned that. So for example, in this one, you do long time exposure, right? How long is it approximately?
15-20 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want the shutter opens, let the lightning flash, capture it, close, and then it opens again. So your shutter is going to be like open close every 15-20 seconds, and you're setting on a timer interval. So your interval should be like 1 second. You just finish it, close it, the next second it goes on, keep going. So you do not stop that, because we do not know how long you're going to stay in that location to shoot. So the minute the things get very adverse, we need to get out there. So you just turn out. You can't do like, okay, I got to start how many frames and do it. You just keep it going, and until it's time to go, turn off your camera and just goes in the vehicle and get out of the situation.
But in the end, you have to be lucky that the flash is appearing during
Yeah,
this.
of course. With nowadays with digital camera, like if you use the SL2, you can shoot on video too. You know, you can do on a video mode, and some people shoot on a video mode, and you can do image capture from that from the video. You can do that. I mean, if you shoot on video, it's guaranteed you will definitely get a picture. But to do still, well, it depends a little bit. But this is interesting. Nothing beats a print, you know.
Yeah, sure, right. And
okay, let's go to the next one.
Yeah, we go on to the next one. And there's one question first. It's a local question. So he's asking, have you ever shoot a water sprout in Singapore, or is that something, these storm chasing things that you only have done in the US so far, or also locally here in Singapore?
I missed the water spout situation because those that happened during I was away. I was overseas. I think I was probably in Alaska or somewhere, and one I was in storm chasing. So in fact, the storm chasers was laughing at me and says, "Hey, Clifford, you could still stay in Singapore, shoot some water sprouts. They're coming out storm chasing." I said, "Well, it's totally a different scenario, but well, that was it. I miss the water sprout kind of occurrence in Singapore, but I got other shots that I'm quite happy with."
But I mean, if I have a look at the shot like this, I think this is, I mean, the water sprout also impressive, but this one, I think I would go into the car and drive away as fast as I can. So what do we see over here?
This is a supercell. I mean, there was no touchdown. You can see it. It tried its best to touch down. When we thought touchdown, you had the vertex coming down. That would be technically called a tornado, but there's no tornado, there's no vertex, but we have a lot of lightning strikes there, and these are slight lightnings coming from different sides and stuff. So looking at this shot, you need a wide angle. Definitely your 28 is not going to make it. You're going to shoot it. And we were pretty close. I think in the later pictures where you see a picture of me and this storm, we are very close to it. So, and it's very cold. That day was a little bit raining and stuff. It was very, very cold. So sometimes you have to wear gloves, you know. And then of course in the vehicles it's nice to have a mug with hot drinks to kind of warm yourself up. So, but like this, yeah. I mean, you just like you go on a safari to shoot wildlife. So wherever that nature provides you, come back, you have the shots, you're glad. And of course, that inspires you to go there. That was shot last year, and I would like to go back, but this year, you know, I can't do it. Maybe next year, I would like to go back again.
I mean,
shoot.
Why not?
I think there's a question on hyper-focus.
Singapore then.
Sorry?
I said this year, if you stay in Singapore, you can shoot the water sprout instead.
I will show you how to shoot a tornado afterwards, probably at end of the session.
If I'm brave enough to do it, maybe you need to convince me a little bit more. There's another question asking about your way of focusing. How do you focus? Is it with always autofocus, or do you zone focusing or hyperfocal focusing?
You should technically try to shoot manual, because these guys are vapors. It's very hard to focus. So like you see this picture of a landscape, you see a distant house, you kind of set it almost to infinity and you shoot it. Depend on the lighting situation. This was still more like, I think 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock daytime. So you still have a bit of light source and all that. So it's a bit, but of course, like all photographers like to bring the ISO as low as possible for noise, right? I think the Leica systems host the noise pretty well. So you try to find true experience. You take 1 or 2 shots, see how is it, then you make your adjustments, and then you just let it go and shoot, you know, pretty much.
So you don't mind about the ISO here so much. It's necessary to capture what you want to increase the ISO a little bit.
Yeah, between capturing a shot like that and a higher ISO, I'll take the shot, because it's I think it happens once. It will not happen like this again. So it's good to you get a picture, you know. So depth of field, and like says, you're using a wide angle. Your depth of field is very deep, so it shouldn't be a problem. You'll be in focus.
Okay. Is there anything you protect your gear with? As you said, the SL is quite weather resistant, but for example, if you would shoot with the M camera, is there a way you protect your gear with raincoat for the camera?
Yeah, you can do that. You can put some, you know, even protective covers over it and all that. But the main thing is you can carry umbrella. Nobody's stopping you from carrying umbrella. Just that your umbrella doesn't get into the shot. You are standing next to it. Because like says, you need to move your camera, don't leave it. You can carry umbrella, and that will kind of shield everything.
But don't you fly away when you're using an umbrella? I mean,
No. I hope not. I'm not going to be a Mary Poppins, but definitely you're quite safe. The distance, you're safe. I mean, I mean, like says, you go in storm chasers who are very experienced. That there was one time we actually drove through the eye of the storm without. We've seen it. I've seen it right through it, and it's pretty safe. And there were times, night chasing is something that's a little bit difficult, because you
during
can't.
The night?
You don't. Yeah, you try not to chase at night. So on a radar, sometime we were passing a town and we saw possible tornado. We actually stopped. We were like many miles away from the tornado, and it was says, okay, let the tornado pass. It was like, let it pass, go through it. So maybe 15 minutes we drove, we reached there, and we saw the devastation of the tornado on the path itself. But that was a very small tornado. We kind of missed. But at night, there's nothing much to see. There's nothing much you can do about it.
It's very hard to capture and right during the night.
It's very scary, but you still can see. The only thing you can see is when the lightning flashes and you can see the shape of the tornadoes, then you know there's a tornado right in front of you. But so night chasing is not something you want to do.
Okay, then let's go on to the next one.
Okay, this is not a tornado because there's not a vortex. It's not touching ground. It's nothing like this. To your right, you can see a lot of rain coming in. And see what happened is this rain comes and kills. You need hot air and cold air rises. When there's too much cold air, there's no hot air. There's no movement. There's no instability, and everything gets done. So we do this kind of shots is we stay for a little while. We take our shots. Maybe we stay there for 10-15 minutes. We shoot it and we chase. We find the next better locations. So you get a shots and you move on, and that's about it. So for photographers out there, if you want to go storm chasing, you want to do adventure, first do a lot of research. Second, you must know your camera very well, your gears. Sure. Know the feature and function of a camera. Know every aspect. Do not go to a situation such, oh, what am I going to do? Where is this? What manual to look for certain things? You know your stuff. And carry a lot of SD cards and batteries, definitely, because
you don't run out.
Yeah, we got no time to charge. You can't charge. Really, you can't charge. We're on a vehicles 8 to 10 hours a day, and there's no time for you to charge until you hit the hotel overnight. Then you can do some charging and stuff like that. So you have to bring spare batteries a lot. So
yeah, there's one question regarding that picture. Do you post-process your pictures, and if yes, how do you do that? Like, for example, this one.
Okay. Most of the time I shoot RAW and JPEG. Why I shoot both is JPEG is for me as a visual reference to take a look at it. I shoot the RAW, and because of the dynamic range from the RAW file, you can make a lot of adjustments. And like I say, it's different photography. I'm not a news reporter or photographer shooting exit or documenting. If I'm documenting precisely, I will probably put less color and a little bit more on the natural kind of look. But because I'm there as a storm chaser and a photographer, I like to be a little bit more artistic and show a little bit more drama. So I can have a theatrical freedom to adjust my color. So I add a little bit more intensity, saturation to this color to bring out the dynamic of this image to say this is a storm, you know.
Mm.
You want to look, you just don't want to look at just dull gray sky and yellow fuel and that's it. You want to bring out the color. The colors are all there. It's just that how you make adjustment to make it a little bit richer. So when you look at it, it says, wow, I either like it or you don't like it. So that's my take on it.
Sure. I mean, why not? It's like, I think this depends always also on the personal style of what you prefer and what not. Like, there's, in my opinion, there's no right or wrong how to process your pictures.
Yeah, it's yeah. That's why I say, unless you're shooting for a client, unless you shoot, if it's on a personal level, you can change this to a monochrome and see more texture and tonality, or you can just really put this into a red color, very strong, vibrant image. It's all up to you, is it? But at the end of the day, I think you were there, you experienced this natural phenomenon. This is a visual reference for you, a feeling that what it gets. For me, it's when I do photo editing, I would like to try to emulate the situation where the feelings that I was there. When I saw it, I was like, wow, this was one of my early storm chasing. It was like, wow, that is really interesting. I saw rain. So I wanted it a little bit more purplish, over a little bit more gray, and a little bit more golden on the field. So that give me a warm kind of feeling. That's what I want to portray in this image.
So before we jump into the next one, there's one question from John. Hey, John. He's asking, how many batteries do you actually carry for that trip? And how many chargers do you need to charge them all in one night?
Okay, John, you know, as a photographer, if you're the heavy kind of shooters and stuff like that, each cameras I carry at least 3 to 4 sets of batteries, each camera, whichever camera I carry. If I do a Leica Q, I still carry 3 sets of battery for Leica Q, and that. So there's a lot of batteries. And you bring an extension, electrical extensions. I bring at least 2 charger. So if my important camera is my SL, I will bring 2 SL charger. So Leica Q, I would just bring 1. But if Leica Q is my main camera always carry 2 charger because sometimes your charger fails. I mean, we can take all the Yasu kind of precaution, but if all things fails, well, too bad. Go back next year. I think that's how we should look at it. But for preparations, yeah, I bring at least 3 batteries to 4 batteries.
But better safe than sorry.
Yeah, because sometimes you just, you know, I mean, like all photographer after shooting, you would like to review. But when you travel a very long day, the first thing I do when I get to the hotel, sometimes we reach the hotels like midnight. And then our next morning call is like 8 o'clock in the morning or maybe early, depend on where we're going, depend on the weather situation because we cannot see. So yeah, that's all the hours you get. So first thing, I have a very, very routine that I do. When the minute I check in the hotel, get into my room, first thing I do is take out my batteries, put it on a charger, set up my computer, do all the transfer, then I go do my shower. Okay. So it's like kind of maximize the time. So when after shower and your toilet breaks, you come back, you know, the things are being transferred and you do have a quick review of images. If you still have the energy to do photo editing, good for you. If you don't, call it a night.
Okay. Just a short information aside, for everybody who's asking questions, because they are popping up a lot now,
yes.
please don't be mad if we don't answer them immediately, because we have a little bit of a time schedule and we also need to go on now. And if you want, please ask them again at the end so that we can have a look at the other pictures, and yeah, then I hope we can answer all the questions by the end then. Okay, so this looks quite different from what we have seen already.
Yeah, this one is
Like
amazing. Is that I took a panel shot, but I didn't use it here because for this sharing, I just try to keep mine to landscape format. But this scenario, if you take a panel shot, is beautiful. And these are the actual colors. I did not change any colors at it. Like I say, sometimes I want to manipulate and put a little bit more colors. If not, I just leave it as is. This is the blue sky is really blue. Why is it blue? Because a thunderstorm is coming. There's hail developing. So we didn't stay very long. We saw this, we took it, and we get out here. Don't forget, we are not the only storm chaser on that locations. Even though I went on a commercial tour with three vans, each van with 6 people, we're talking about 20 people. There's like another 20 or 30 cars of storm chasers out there. So traffic management is very important. And these are really unpaved roads. So you go there, you take a shot, you stay by your vehicles pretty near. So sometimes we just cannot wander very far away to go and take. And this is natural terrain. There may be snakes around. So there's another consideration you have to do. I mean, it sounds scary, but like I say, you take a lot of precautionary measures. It's safe, it's fine, but it's nothing beats. I mean, the photograph is good. It looks interesting, but nothing beats standing in front of you, smelling the air, feeling the wind and the coldness, and saying, wow, this wall clouds, this is called wall clouds, is so near the ground. You know, it's really unheard of. Of course, everybody who's on location says, can you please drop a cone for the tornado? But it's not going to happen. So we have to move on and chase the next storm.
Amazing. So this seems like the end of a storm, right? Where you see the happy rainbow.
Yeah, I mean, you have a storm, you have a rainbow. I mean, it's quite natural. So like the last shot we finished with a storm, we were moving to the next destinations. Sometimes you see double rainbow is double happiness. It's really, I mean, to me, it's a blessing. It's very lucky. And you can hear everyone screams in the train, stop the car. Everybody wants to stop, get out there and shoot. So we had to stop, make sure we are parked at the side of the road, take all the precautions, bring your camera, shoot as fast as you can, and do it. So this is what I did. I took out and took this picture. At the time, honestly, I didn't have a wide angle long enough. So you see, this is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes if you have a wide angle with you, great. I mean, at that time, there was not wide angle. It was not wide enough. The rainbow is really spread out. So I didn't have wide angle. I have to compromise and do half of it and do the other half the other way. But because of that, I mean, as a photographer with some experience, you look at things differently. And in the next picture, you will see a different style of shooting. This is more like a composition with a tree at a portion of the frame, you know, the rainbow kind of give you, and then on the right side, you can see the rain coming in, falling in and stuff like that. Okay, let's go to the next image and we can see what happened. See, the other part of the race is, it's like 2-part of story. I don't have a wide angle, but I managed to do that. At the same time, I was thinking, okay, how can I fulfill this shooting scenario? And don't forget, we have like less than 5 minutes to do. This is one of storm chaser who went across the road to take a different shot. I decided to stay with the vehicle on this side. I took that shot, and then I saw the road coming up, vehicles passing us, and saw the rainbow, and I was like, okay, I know Eddie is gonna cross that road. So I waited. Just like Henry Cartier Benson, you do a decisive moment, you just wait. So I waited for him just to move that. I snapped the picture, and can say I'm pretty happy I got that what I wanted.
besides of Cartier-Bresson, is there somebody else that had an impact on you regarding this? I mean, not related to storm chasing, but in general. So your
I think my early days, I was very fascinated with Eugene Smith on his Minamata project, which he did a photo essays, documentary style on the fishing village in Japan, where the villagers has been kind of poisoned with mercury poison from industrial waste. Those images were so dramatic that kind of like inspired me to do documentary style photo essays and let the image speaks for itself. So yeah, these are two of the photographers I respect very much.
Amazing picture, definitely. Clifford, you can be very lucky. Yeah, already people asking if we host some other sessions with you. So maybe I answer that question. We will let you know. So we haven't fixed anything further, but yeah, if the response is so nice over here, then yeah, maybe you will see something else from Clifford.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So now we are at the end of the day, and the bad weather has disappeared, and you see a nice sunset over here.
Yeah, this is another different locations. Okay, this collection images is like a small portion of my collection. There's a lot more, and I did storm chasing for 3 years. So all images are taken at different time, different stuff. But this image means a lot to me. Why? Is because I always wanted to shoot a sunset shot with the electrical power windmill in USA, and I always wanted that. And like when we were passing this site with the windmill, it's like, come on, let something happen here. So before this sunset, we were shooting a storm, which is like maybe slightly to my left of the screen, okay? And that pictures I will show you a little bit later with lightning shots. So at one part of the same destination that we were at, we're shooting lightning around there, lightning flashes and all that. And then later on, the sun came out from this side. So it's like, wow, you cannot explain, you know, these are experience like, here I'm shooting storm, here is all quiet on the western front kind of deal, you know, the sun is setting, and I wanted to shoot this shot, so I did a silhouette shot and to expose for the sun. Everything is black, enough information to know the scenario that I was, and yeah, I really like this very much. And of course, I brought the color up a little bit to give the vibrancy to the image, a little bit more warmer with the reddish. It's red in its natural color, but I made it a little bit richer. That's about it.
So there must be a quite peaceful moment when you're shooting that one. Sorry, one step back. So now when you have all that noise, thunderstorms, flashes, and then this beautiful sunset must be quite peaceful then.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good day.
Okay, then something totally different over here.
That is not a lightning, definitely not on the screen.
Yeah, so we move now.
Okay, this is more a little bit more on a human interest. This is what happens every day. Okay, sunny days, nice days. This is where the vans we were in have to park to put petrol because we travel a lot. One storm chaser person came in and did a phone call because it's not very nice that you make phone calls when you're in a vehicle. So she took time to make her calls. And I think most storm chasers, the first thing we do is when we hit a gas station like this, petrol station, everybody rushes to the toilet. That's the toilet break. You rush because you are stuck in a van for 1.5, 2 hours. Of course, someone, you know, it's like playing tug and cheek. Okay, who is the guy going to shout to the leader, toilet break, you know? So like, okay, if you can't hold it anymore, it says, hey, we need a toilet break. And then we find the nearest gas station. We just put it there. Okay, of course, what do we do too is breakfast was at a hotel. There's a nice, comfortable night you have. You sleep, you have good breakfast. But other than that, lunch and dinner is on your own. You run. There's no provided lunch or dinner. So the reason is because we are storm chasing. We do not know what's going to happen next. So like places like this, you see the Godfather's Pizza, you want to get 1 or 2 slices, you go and get that, get some drinks. But of course, the advice for future storm chaser from Singapore, don't drink a lot. You need to go toilet. Don't drink a lot. Limit your liquid intake. So this is why I took this picture. And the other thing I like about this picture is because Love is one of my favorite gas stations all these 3 years of storm chasing. They are smaller ones. You know why? When you have smaller gas station, that means they have only 1 toilet and the queue is very, very long. So this one, they have multi, they have shower rooms in there. They have very nice kind of mini mart stuff. You can buy a lot of stuff, and even souvenir shops. You can buy T-shirts. So this is one of my favorite stop.
And now we are coming to the best part of the day, right? Eating. So
yes,
this photo reminds me of you and I sitting in Raffles store and having a glass of wine. I mean, unfortunately, we can do that right now, but at least we can have a glass of whatever in digital one. So cheers to you. And I mean, we are not done, but just let me say thank you for that nice journey so far. So all the best to you, and also all the best to you guys listening.
Okay, Lucas, I want to challenge you. Can you eat? This is a picture of a cook lifting up a 72-ounce steak. Okay, and I want to challenge anyone out there who you think you can eat a 72-ounce steak. Okay, this is one of my favorite restaurants. Sometimes we get downtime and we go to restaurants like this. This is the Big Texan in Amarillo, Texas. If you can finish that 72-ounce steaks along with the salad and the drinks and some of the side orders, you eat for free.
Get for free. Wow.
You eat for free within an hour. You have an hour. So in the restaurant, there is a platform, a challengers platform, so you can talk to the manager, get all your things done, and then you go in. And of course, all the restaurants, people at restaurant will cheer you up and kind of looking at where the clock is start ticking down, and you start eating it and stuff like that. For me, I only managed a quarter of this. That's it. I didn't order a full steak. 1/4 is really, really hard to get through. But for those who do it, it's nice. If you go to Texas, look for Big Texans, get yourself one of this meal and try it.
I don't think I could make it. I mean,
No?
the steak itself is amazing, and with the sides, also with the salad and fries, I don't think so.
In fact, one of us
have a heart attack later on.
In fact, one of storm chaser last year do a challenge. There's storm chasers from New Zealand, a lady. She's very good. She, for the fun of it, she took on the challenge. Did it, but she couldn't finish. It was like not easy, but it was a good experience for her. And of course, we cheer up all the way, and it was really, really interesting. So part of storm chasing is not just about storm and stuff like that. You get a chance like this to sit with your storm chasing company, get to know each other, have fun, have good meals, and get a taste of America.
And I think if you would finish that one, you can maybe not move for the whole night then.
See,
so
this
what
is
the first selfie of today.
No, that's not a selfie. I do not like to take selfie. I'm a photographer. I don't like to take selfie. So I had to tell someone, said, hey, this is my phone. Can you just take a shot of me? Just for the scrapbook. This is basic scrapbook. And of course, that was it. And this picture was taken like maybe 2 or 3 days before I got hit by a tornado. We got hit by a tornado. And later on, I will show you. Yeah, I will show you what happened in that. But you see, this is the distance we were at. It's very far away from the tornado, the storm that was bringing. That the same cell, they saw the lightning from the side and stuff. So like we were about to go. I said, grab a last shot before we leave. So that was it.
And I think on the next one, here do we see an actual tornado, right?
Yeah, this is an
So this
EF3
when
tornado.
it touches the ground, then.
Yeah, you see the debris, the brown color, that's the debris. That means the tornado actually touched down and it start moving, and it takes like a movie that you watch, like Twister and stuff like that. And I do recommend, if those who are on Netflix and you have the time, watch Into the Storm. I just watched that movie before I came on to talk to you guys, kind of bring back old memories. That is one of the best storm chasing movies ever. It is a theatrical release, so it's not like YouTube shooting actual footage, but some of the scenes were based on actual happening. The tornado, EF5 tornado, was actually has devastated the entire town. So some part of that movie was based on real facts, and there was also occurrences where there's multi tornadoes coming down, and yeah, these are real things. So do watch Into the Storm on Netflix, and after these sessions, you get a rough idea what I'm talking about, and you learn some new terms, of course.
As if one tornado would not be enough, then you have multi tornadoes. Okay, it's
Yes.
amazing. So this is the accident that you've talked about, right? I hope you didn't look that damaged as that car looks, right?
Yes. Okay. I mean, this vehicle, I was in it. Me and 6 of us was in that. Okay. A lot of people look at this and says, "Wow, Clifford, you survived that." I say, "Yes, I'm a tornado. You survive the rest of it." It's really interesting because it was raining very heavily. We really can't. The radar didn't show any tornado. The tornado was that side. We were traveling this side. It was totally on opposite direction. There was no. But what hit us was a small, I would call a baby tornado, which is like a very, very small tornado. And it just suddenly developed. And if you watch a movie like Into the Storm, you get ideas. Sometimes it just come out from nowhere. It comes out very briefly. It comes in, did a touchdown, move its path, and we were right at the path. If we were just maybe 30 seconds earlier or later, we have missed that. We would not have been hit. So it was just very unfortunate we hit. So what happened was, as expedition leader was here, said, debris on the ground, watch out. So I was turning to the left, and I can see the entire trees bending. I said it was raining very heavily, wind blowing. Then I was like, wow, The next thing I know, it was a big bang, boom. And then I was rolling as if I was in a washing machine, tumbling around. I think we did about 5 or 6 tumbles. We were on the road. We went onto the air, tumbled down, and landed on this open field. And you can see at the background, the tornado passes, destroyed shed. Luckily, the main house was not destroyed. It destroyed the shed. And you see a lot of cars coming in. These are the first responders. These are people who drive. Some of them are storm chasers. Some of them are just ordinary folks who drive through it, stop by and render any assistance that needs to be done.
So if this is only a small baby tornado, I don't want to be in a real one if your car looks like this when it's only a small one.
Yeah. What's that? Well, it's experience. I'm here. I'm all right. I'm talking. So
nice.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
Thank you.
So as we are running a little bit out of time by the end, I would recommend that we jump into the last one so that we still have a little bit of time to answer some questions afterwards. Are you okay with that, Clifford?
Sure, no problem.
Okay, then I think this one, right? So yeah, tell us hopefully the happy end of the story.
Okay, I chose this the last picture to share with you. Is like, basically we are pretty much indoor at the moment. So if you have a chance to go out, chase your own storm or happiness, whatever it is to give you happy, find your own storm happy, chase after it, do it. And yeah, keep shooting, be happy, take care of yourself. And like I says, do you want to show a tornado? Let me show you a pet tornado. This is the pet tornado souvenir, what you do is just you stir it and you see that tornado. That's a tornado.
Oh, that's funny.
One more time, and there you go.
Nice.
So I'd like to thank you.
Tornado in a box.
I'd like to thank you for inviting me to share this experience.
Clifford, thank you very much for letting us join your journey today. For everybody, if I missed any questions, please ask now. So now is the time to answer the final questions. There was one question earlier where people asking, are you on Instagram, and how can they reach you on Instagram, or do you broadcast your pictures somewhere else?
Okay, my website is. Can I share my website? Is it okay with you?
It depends on you. If you want to do that, then
sure. Okay, you can go to photoshoottravel.com. That's my website. I do some e-publications and stuff. You can see photographs of my journey around the world and stuff like that. So you want to, or maybe if you like to, when we get back to Leica store and stuff like that, and I'm very sure talk to your Leica ambassador or representative. You can meet up and have coffee there. I always drink a lot of coffee at a Les Cafe. It's a nice place for me to hang around and do it. I'm quite happy to share any of my travel experience and photography with you.
So most of the time, people can find you in our raffle store in Singapore, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah. I always drink coffee there and harass the staff pretty much.
Yeah, Clifford, as I already said, thank you very much for this journey today, and also thanks to all of you who have participated today. I really hope you have enjoyed our session. It was a very nice talk, an amazing conversation, very relaxed, and so many interesting things you've told us. And yeah, as I said, if I maybe get a little bit more brave, then I'm joining you next time. So
thank you, Lucas. Thank you, Leica, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you, and goodbye, everybody. We are going to end the session now, and have a nice day, everybody.
Bye.